Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be generating wither skeleton skulls and killing them at a pretty quick pace. So, I hope you guys are ready. So here it is. All of you guys have been wanting to know how to get EMC when starting on the middle map. Now, I did give you guys a hint, and this was really just a hint for one way to start this pack. So here I am on an empty world, ready to start it. Right here, we have it all empty, ready to go. We can go ahead and pop out of this. And we're just going to throw the tome in. As you can see, we have 0 EMC. Throw the tome in. Now we have 1 EMC. And like I said, the path will guide you. And you guys are going to be like, oh, now I get it once I show you. But this is just one way. I'm going to show you multiple ways. Probably one of the coolest ways is right off the bat to get yourself a dirt. 1 piece of dirt, because it is 1 EMC. And when I say path, this equals path. When you put this in your crafting table, you will get the Akashic Tome. This is all of the guidebooks. When you select one, such as the Draconic, it's worth 8,200 EMC. Bam. Now you have 8,200 EMC. And you can repeat this multiple times. Or, if you wanted, I believe you can open this up or hold Shift Q, not Shift Q, while you're in it. Shift Q to open the guidebook, and you can toss these out. If I remember correctly, it's like Q or something like that, Control Q or Shift Q, one of those. But anyways, these guides can be used to gain EMC. Now, that is one way. So if I was to pull, let's get dirt, for example. Pull out all of my dirt, or what have you. Except for one, and we'll start over. Now, we still have 1 EMC. If I was to go ahead and get myself Draconic armor, so let's just get ourselves our chest piece. That completed a quest. So we can go in here and we can go, okay, that chest piece get us about 5,000 or 10,000 beast coin. And we can claim that reward. Now we have some beast coin that we can play with. And from what I know, the drill is worth 46,000 EMC. A lot of these things are worth a lot of EMC. So the drill is actually a pretty good investment, as it's only costs 100 for the drill, and it is worth 46,000 EMC. So there you go. And now you can just pull out all of the chest pieces. So that is how you get started on this map. I know, the path will guide you. That was what we were talking about. So now that you know that, we can now get on. By the way, I also wanted to mention this. I've gotten a lot of questions. People have been asking, I don't see the map. How do I update the pack to get the map? Currently, the pack is in a beta version, which means you need to open your Twitch launcher. And in the top, once you click on your pack, up in the top left corner, it'll say versions. From within the versions, you're going to click 1.1.0, at least as of right now. And that is the version from which the map is in. And then you click continue, and then your pack should automatically update to the beta version. When this version goes into release, you should just be able to download it like normal by clicking your little download button. But anyways, back to our normal map so we can try some really cool stuff. I just wanted to show this and get this out of the way because I promised you guys I would. I just wanted to wait a few episodes so that way I would give those a little bit of time to figure out how that, or let those come to the live stream and give them a chance to learn just for me saying thank you for coming to the live stream. Anyways, let's go to the normal map. So today we're going to be doing some absolute craziness with getting withers to spawn. Now I did say that we were eventually going to be working also on the rainbow generator. That is going to be coming. Believe me, we're going to get the rainbow generator set up. That is a super fun thing to do and a super fun thing to see automated. But today I want to kind of get withers started. And I just want to spawn in withers. I know I can make woot. We probably will also make woot, or make the woot farm as well. Just because of how simple it actually is when you have EMC and everything unlocked. But today I want to get everything started. I want to go ahead and get a wither skeleton spawner going and get wither skeleton skulls generating way faster than the simulation chamber. At least one of them can do it. Multiple simulation chambers we will eventually do, as I did on the live stream, and it was way fast. So we do need multiples, but we also need a farm going. Let's go ahead and do that. First of all, I think we need to go back to the Nether. But I think we can also, while we're on top of that, we should be able to go ahead and get actually addition started. So to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a spawner changer. But before we can get to the spawner changer, we actually need, let's see, display stands, and we need 4 of those. We're going to need a in power. There we go. And we're going to need diamantine blocks. We're also going to need clay in block form. So we need 1 clay block and 2 regular clay. And we also need light blue dye. And that should be about all we need. We need a couple points. Or, actually, instead of that, I actually learned something new today. I've never used draconic power. And I think it would be kind of cool to show you guys as well, because I learned this on the live stream. I've never messed with draconic energy crystals before. I think I'm going to start using them a lot more, as I found how absolutely crazy powerful they are. So, points. All we need for this is 1 point. And then we're going to need some kind of building block. Why not use cyanide block? It's always right there in the middle, so might as well use it. Alright, so let's find the center, which I think is right here. Right in here. We're going to go up a few blocks, just so we can place down a point. Activate it. Turn off our power here. And then, of course, we can break these building blocks. We're going to place down a Wyvern IO crystal. And this is going to be powered by our point and should be ready to go. And we're going to take this lovely Wyvern energy crystal and we're going to place that underneath. But you can place it anywhere around this. I think it has a range. But if the range is too far, there is the other crystal that you can use that will let you extend your range. So now that we have this bad boy, I think this accepts up to, it was either 32 or 64 different blocks that it can power all at once, wirelessly, basically. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put down the display stand, and we're going to power all the display stands with it. I think that'll look super cool. So this goes 2 blocks away, 1 block, 2 block. These blocks make it kind of hard to see the distance of things. But there we go. So what you want to do is, with this crystal binder, is you want to shift right click, and then link this, and then shift right click to select this, and then all I have to do is right click on these, and that will link them, and you'll see they'll start building up with power. And then when you don't have the wand, you can see you don't see the wire going to them. You just see kind of little particle effects every now and then heading to it. Awesome. So now we can take the diamantine, pop that in the center. We can take our blue here, our clay, and our 2 pieces of clay. And that is going to start making this into empowered diamantine crystal. You can accelerate it, but you have to accelerate all of these blocks, all of the power blocks, in order for this to actually accelerate. It takes a few moments. It's actually, I mean, it's not that long. Maybe 30 seconds, I think, is what it takes when fully powered. But you can see when the power kind of leaves here. These are super useful, by the way. Oh, it tells you right here. Wireless links, 4 of 32. So it does support 32, and it can support up to 8 links directed to it. Kind of see there. Pretty cool. And there we go. It completed. So now we have our empowered diamantine. What I want to do with this is make this spawner changer, and we're going to need spawner shards for that. Spawner shards are not the easiest thing to come by, as you need to break spawners. We're going to need to break spawners anyways, so what we're going to do is just head on over, and I guess start breaking spawners. I know it's super sad, but it's well worth it in the end. And then I also, later on, need, well, I think we have them on us. It's some drop of evil, so we should be good. All right, let's head to the Nether. So from here, so you guys can see a little bit easier, I don't know why that guy's attacking me. We might need to open this up and turn on night vision. There we go. That might help a little bit so we can see. What I'm going to do is take another dislocator, because we're going to be traveling to other areas. I'm going to put this close to our spawner here. And we're going to look for our spawners. We should have a couple spawners in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick look. There's one spawner. If I see another spawner, then we can go ahead and destroy that one. But I do know there is one directly right there. Awesome, which is not too far away. There's got to be another one right here. So here is another spawner. When we break this, we should get a broken spawner that is set to blaze and also some spawner shards. So the only other thing we need to do is open this up, go to our chest piece, and go to our speed modifier. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. I don't like to turn this up too much. And then I'm going to set the sprint on boost to true. So that way we only get the speed whenever we're sprinting. So because I set this dislocator, I can just travel in a general direction. And I want to try... Oh, and looky there. We just found another one. Right off the bat. Yeah, I just want to kind of travel until I find a few more of these spawners. But it looks like we found one right away. It does look like this is one of those areas where the fortress didn't gen properly, which is kind of weird. When that happens, there's another one. I'm just going to keep going in this direction, I guess, in hopes that we find another one. That was pretty quick. That was pretty quick. So, it looks like we already have 3. I need 1 more, and then we can teleport back. And then we should be good. Let's check again, make sure we're flying in a kind of a cross direction. I'm going to kind of do that. I'm going to head back this way. And unfortunately, we don't have a minimap anymore, so we're literally stuck trying to figure this out. I want to make my negatives go in a different direction. And unfortunately, I don't want to get stuck making it back to the one I was originally at. This looks like a different one. And this one, yeah, this one has 2 right there. So, perfect. We don't even have to take the one that's at our base. So, now that we have the 4 spawner shards, let's kind of get out of the way. So those guys are a lot quieter. And we're going to use this, and we should be able to make a spawner changer. Awesome. So I'm going to open my satchel, get a drop of evil, because we're going to use that here in a second. We need to find ourselves a wither. We're going to right-click on a wither. That's going to change this to the wither skeleton. And then I'm going to pop over here and click this, and you see that that turned it into a wither skeleton spawner. Right? Pretty cool. Alright, so with it being a wither skeleton spawner, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a drop of evil. You can see it's normally just by itself now spawning them. But if I hit it with a drop of evil, it's going to turn it into a Resturb spawner and break it. And now this says wither skeleton. Really cool. This is from extra utilities too. So many people may look over the other functionality that a drop of evil might have. So that is done, and now we should be able to teleport back to our other base, and then teleport home. Pretty cool. Now that we're back home, we need to build some kind of place to house this spawner. Now, this is a normal type of spawner. It does work very similarly to a normal spawner. So we're going to set up a little spawning chamber. So let's get some dark glass. So we're going to use dark glass because we're also going to use draconic stuff to kind of teleport things around. So we're going to take this dark glass and I think some, what else material? I mean, I guess using the stone that we're already using would be good, but yeah, I think using the stone that we're using, which would be extra utilities and it'd be stone burnt. Okay, so let's go ahead and start building the place from which our wither skeleton skulls are going to be spawned. So over here would be nice. Let's go ahead and place that. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice little area. I want a little square here. So on the outside, we're going to do it like so. We're going to pillar this up a few, which we're going to need a wand. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that'll be plenty. I mean, the lower we have it, the quicker they'll be able to spawn, actually. The more that I look at it, So maybe having it this low would be just fine. That's 4 high. Perfect. Okay, which will mean this will technically be 5. So we're going to expand this out. If we think about this, the center block here is going to be at least 3 tall from here. So 1, 2, 3. Then our spawner is actually going to go right here. And remember, this actually sees light level, so we shouldn't really have to worry about nothing or anything spawning. But if we want to, we can actually turn this to redstone on mode, and then nothing will spawn until we tell it to. So all we got to do now is create our platform. So if we know how a normal spawner works, a normal spawner will let you push out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks away, and that is the max range that anything can spawn. So with that, we know that this is 1 block, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is technically the max out that you can go. 1, 2, 3, and that'd be 4 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should only have like 3 blocks out. Just like that. And then we can go ahead and not do that because the builder wand is weird. And look, see, this is why you gotta be careful. The builder's wand sometimes acts really wonky. Alright. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and extend this off. We can even close this in, technically. Just like that, and we'll build out. But the reason I want this to be this glass is because here in a little bit, things are going to get pretty cool. I want to be able to see into this, is really what I want to be able to do. So, there we go. And that is pretty much set up. Now, next step, I need to surround this with another block because we're going to have to build up a sort of wall. And I want an outside frame to give it some structure. This is what we're going to do. Build a nice little farm here. And this is going to be more glass. The more I can see in here, the cooler I think these builds look. That stone burnt actually looks really good in a texture like that. Perfect. And this definitely can go up. Now, I do want to go 2 blocks above that because the max spawn height is also 2 blocks. So I want my top block to be here. And that can be solid stone burnt, which is exactly what I want. I want that to be solid stone burnt. Perfect. And to make that a little bit easier, there we go. Now, wanding this will be super easy. And that will cap it off for us. Also, making it dark in there, which is another thing that we want. And we get this really cool looking spawner box. Right? So, let's go ahead and pop in here. And we're also going to break out the floor. And now we have this awesome spawner chamber. I'm even going to open this up because we have to get down here for our other setup. Perfect. Alright, so with this all done, what we need to do now is get our draconic stuff set up. So this is ready to go. All we got to do is put some vector plates. I'm going to use fast vector plates for this, which is the tier 2 version. And other than that, we should be good. I'm going to teleport them over here. And we're going to actually have a really nice killing chamber for these guys, which should produce wither skeleton skull heads at a very fast pace. So, let's get a fan. And it's kind of cool, with these fans you can actually push mobs up. That is a really cool thing that you can do. And I think I can get them to all spawn in either... I want to get them all in a single block space, but I don't know how well this will like that. So what we might do is use multiple fans. I think we're going to probably use 4 fans. All of which are going to have some redstone underneath them. And that's going to push everything up. So we'll back this off so we can see down here. And let's go ahead and grab some fans. Some more fans. There we go. And these will all face down. Or we'll look down when placing them, so that way they place upwards. Perfect. And like I said, redstone is going to power these. So we need some kind of glass around this to hold these mobs in, to make sure that they don't kind of push out by accident. And I think 3 blocks are plenty high enough. Let's take some more stone burnt. Actually, we're going to push this up 1 more, because these guys are actually 3 tall. And then we're going to cap this off here. And this will match our other spawner. Pretty similar. Perfect. Alright, so now let's get where all the magic happens. We need the mob grinders. Or I guess you could do mob crushers, is what it's called? The mob masher. There we go, mob masher. Place those on top. And we're going to get pretty crazy with this, because eventually we're going to have so many spawning, it's going to be absolutely crazy. And I guess we can go back to the mob, because we are going to need, let's see, maybe a stack of each of these things here left over. But we're going to need the mob masher head upgrades. We're going to need these are the smite upgrades. We're going to need the sharpness. And then we're also going to need the beheading. And we can even throw in the looting. Why not? Why not? So there we go. We'll throw that all in each one. Kind of just moving our thing around. It only uses 10 per. And we'll go ahead and get that done. And then we're going to link up and get these mobs spawning in here, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, this is one of my favorite things to do. I used to do this way back in the day, back in 1.10. And that was back, I mean, well, I would say it's back a long time ago, but it was before 1.12 was like a thing. So it was around the time when I really started off with YouTube. So now that this is done, I'm going to pop this down. And what I'm going to do here is, technically I want a good way of doing this, but I think redstone blocks are probably going to be the best way. So let's pull out some redstone blocks, and we'll just throw them in here. And those will start spinning. Awesome. Now we need to put redstone blocks down here, but before I do that, I need to set a dislocator for the inside of that. And I might want to set a couple of them, just in case we do multiple things. So if I stand right here in the center, shift right click the dislocator, it is linked to that position. And we should be able to close this thing up. Perfect. And we can come back down here and place down the redstone blocks. Awesome. Now our fans should definitely be working. Place down our stone burnt. And now we have a killing chamber. So the killing chamber is almost done. We do need to set up a filter for it, in which I'll do that here in a second. But the next step, I guess, is going to be taking this, I guess dumping all this back into the EMC. And getting our other tablet, which runs a little bit smoother. We're going to pull out some draconic stuff. I need a receptacle, and I need that infused obsidian. We're going to use this down here for some really cool stuff. So let me go ahead and get down here. We're going to place this infused obsidian in a circle like so. And right here, we're going to replace that receptacle. And when I right-click this onto it, it's going to create a portal in which I can then close this back up. And we're going to feed our mobs into this. Super cool. Get out of here, spider. All right, so I'm going to get the vector plates set up in here. And then we're going to set up the automation for this process. So for the automation process of this, we can already see that mobs are actually spawning over there from the darkness and are generating in here. You can kind of see that. What I want to do is go ahead and get the automation set up to automatically collect items that are being dropped in, like such as what we have already. To do that, we are going to need an ender chest. Probably a couple of them. And then we're also going to need an EMC link for such mob items that do have EMC values. So that way we can go ahead and get those sorted. And we're going to need advanced item collectors, a couple of them, some filters for them. Because one, I want specifically collecting heads. Actually, we need more ender chests. We need 2 of those, 2 sets. We need some black dye or ink. There we go. And I think we also need something from mob grinding utils, which is the absorption hopper. Awesome. So, we just about have everything. The absorption hopper, I can go ahead and stick in this corner. In this corner, I'm probably going to put the chest, like so. And then in this corner, we will put another ender chest. So, we have a lot of stuff going on. We need an experience obelisk. We can slap that, not there. We want that on top of this. Actually, don't know where that went. We lost an experience. Oh, it got sucked into here. So yeah, we need an experience obelisk on the top of this. There we go. And we can set this to not fluid, but item. And we're going to go ahead and take just any random item, and we're going to fill up all of its slots. And that's going to prevent items from going in here. Alright, so I need to show the area. Right now, it is a little bit weird how this area is shown, but we should be able to click this and kind of see how the area works now. And see that we need to drop this down and also move it a little bit. And drop the offset down. Perfect. So, that encapsulates our cube very nicely. So, the absorption hopper should collect the experience, and that's exactly what we want it to do. Okay, so for these chests, this is going to be a little bit different. One chest is going to be a black ink sac chest, which is going to consist of our wither skeleton skull heads, which I don't know, do I have any more wither skeleton skull heads? I don't think I have any by default. If I do, that would be great to filter. I think what we can do is go ahead and just turn this on. This will not work very fast by default, but it will start working and spawning wither skeletons. That'll give us at least something to work with for these filters. I do need to move the dark glass and make this dark in there. Awesome. So that should start spawning those mobs eventually. I guess we can also get some speed upgrades. Oh, by the way, this thing will not actually start working and spawning mobs until we have a grid power. So, we need a dragon mill and a dragon egg. I want to place this up top, the very top here, just to keep it out of the way. And once we give it grid power, then this will actually start functioning. And we should see withers starting to spawn. And once they do spawn, we could technically throw in some regular upgrades. So there we go. We have some wither spawning. That should have gotten us some heads. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so let's set this filter up. So, on one, I want wither skeleton skull heads. Even though we're technically filling out 2 of them. I probably should split these. So this one, wither skeleton skull heads. Let's split this, move this here. And then this should be blacklist on one. So the one in our hand is blacklist, which is perfect, which means we should not pick up wither skeleton skulls. I'm going to throw that one in here. This is the blacklist. This is the whitelist. Increase the range, and we're going to increase the radius by a few. We don't need it up a lot because this isn't very large. So we should be picking up wither skeleton skulls in here when they do spawn. In here should pick up everything else. Literally everything else should go in here. Perfect. We actually need to turn this off. That is making a big difference. Okay, so, like I said, we have stuff going in here. Over in another area, we're going to filter that, but for right now, this thing is actually working quite well. The only thing we need in this is some speed upgrades. And then that bad boy is ready to go. So for right now, this is a very functional sorting system. We have pretty much 2 of these Tesla locators pulling out into EMC. Any EMCable item will get pulled out really fast. And with 2 of these, this works very fast. And this has glowstone maxed out on it. Then we have our black hole units and a trash can. The trash can is filtering out anything we want to throw away that doesn't have EMC. There is a couple things that I want to get rid of. One being Inferium Essence, which does go away. But these are black hole units. We're going to use this to store our crates that we're getting. So right now we're getting common, uncommon, organics, and rare. And then we have, like, these are 2 separate ones. We should get ore in that, but I'm going to go ahead and tier these up. This is going to get the uncommon. Then we have, or the common, then uncommon, then rare, right? And then this one will be the legendary, I do believe. Let's see, loot. Make sure we tier these correctly. Common, uncommon, rare, epic. So that's going to be epic, and then legendary. And then we have ore. So this will be epic, legendary. This will be probably the creative, if we get to it soon. And then we'll have these 2 ore and organics. Awesome. So all I need to do now is filter these out. I'll do that later, though, once we get a few more crates, because we should get some epics and stuff very soon. But I do want these drop of evils, because what these drop of evils do is they let me kind of upgrade. So we should be able to get these speed upgrades here. And unfortunately, this crafting grid is not the best for this. So let's get a crafting table. Or crafting table and a stick will work. Doesn't matter. We're going to need evil infused, and we're also going to need these magical upgrades. And evil infused. And we're going to try and upgrade this as much as we can. So we do need drops of evil. I did upgrade this to 10. So what this will do is it should allow us to speed this up significantly. So if I throw 10 upgrades in here, they're going to start spawning more frequently. And if I get 64 in there, they spawn quite fast. So I'm going to continue to let this generate, and pretty much just waiting for more drops of evil. And once we have our upgrades, we should be good to go. So at this point, it's pretty fast already, but we still have 30 more upgrades to throw in here and make this a total whopping 64 upgrades in this bad boy. And then you'll be able to see that these spawn at a pretty fast pace. Yeah. So, I mean, these are really, really good. But it's not the fastest, right? It's not the fastest thing in the world. We can go faster. No joke. Maybe getting ourselves a muffler would actually help a lot with this kind of sound. But figuring out where to put it, that's another question. I think maybe right here will help out significantly. And there we go. Oh, maybe, yeah, I'll leave that there so we know where it's at. But yeah, that right there is a good way to kill withers. And it's going to inevitably grant you some good loot chests and stuff. And then tons of drops of evil, which we are going to need drops of evil, so it's probably best to keep them. Because like I said, that's how you make your ultimate speed upgrades. And those are some really good upgrades, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed some interesting, some different mechanics, different than I've been using recently, on how to actually get wither skeleton skulls. We're going to, of course, use more ways than this to do it, because I want to generate wither skeleton skulls at a very, very fast rate. And this, I don't even think can compare to the rate at which I want to spawn them in. But this is a start. Anyways, guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. You guys know you want to click that like button. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.